So we want to find the perimeter of this. To find the perimeter, that means we have to add up the sides. So we first have to find x. Now we're going to use Pythagorean theorem to find x. And this side right here is called the hypotenuse. It's always the longest side, and it's always opposite the 90. So 6 and 8 are A and B. It doesn't matter which is A and which is B. It's just one's A and one's B. So we're going to call A 6. We're going to call B 8. And we're going to call C, well, the hypotenuse is x. And that's what we're trying to find. And now we want to solve this. So to do this, we now need to find these two values. So 6 squared is 36. 8 squared is 64. That equals the x squared. And 64 plus 36 is 100. So what squared equals 100? Well, what we do to solve it is we square root both sides, and you have x equals plus or minus 10, positive or negative 10. Now, a lot of people forget the negative, but you can here because you're not having negative length. So really it's 10 because we ignore the negative length. So this here is 10. So now we add up the sides. For perimeter, you just add up all the sides. 6 plus 8 plus 10, which is 24 units. Since I didn't put units, what type of units? Let's just call it units. And whatever units it is, you'd replace it. Now remember, perimeter is units, area is units squared, and volume is units cubed. Again, perimeters is one-dimensional. So we want area this time of this triangle. To find area, you need base times height divided by 2. So if this was your base, you'd have to calculate the height right there, which that would be a little annoying. But if you kind of think about this triangle as being upside down, couldn't you call that your base and that your height? Or call that your base and that your height. You just kind of got to visually flip this over to see that. So what we really basically need is y, so we could find the area. Now y is a leg. That's a hypotenuse because it's opposite the 90. It's always the longest side. So these are your legs. So A or B could be your y. It doesn't matter which one. I'm going to call A your y. B, I'm going to call 12. And C squared is always your hypotenuse, which is 13. And now I'm solving this. So y squared, not equals, sorry. Y squared plus 144 equals 169. And then we're going to solve this for y. So we're going to minus 144. We got y squared equals 25. And then we're going to square root both sides, and we have x equals plus or minus 5, which means that x is 5 because we don't want the negative answer for this. So this over here is 5. And to find area, we're going to take base times height divided by 2, like we talked about earlier. So it's going to be base times height divided by 2. Your base could be 12 or 5, or we'll call it 12, and your height 5. It could be vice versa. I mean, that could be your base. It could be base times height or height times base. It doesn't matter. And when you simplify that, you're going to get an area of 30. Since I don't have units, I'll just call it units squared. Because whatever units it is, it would be squared if we did have units.